Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? Happy Monday, I hope, dude. I know it's not always fun switching out the weekend for a Monday, but hopefully it's going okay. We got video gaming news for this morning, January 8th, and then it'll be some rando gameplay. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna try to get the epilogue on BG3 today at some point. Going wonderfully. Yeah, it sounds like it, Pinky. Yeah, dude. Yeah. From what you had messaged me earlier, yeah. Sorry about that, dude. But yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out, dude. It's no big deal. You know, we'll just play it by ear. You know what I mean? It's all right, dude. But hopefully we'll be able to get the epilogue done today. It sucks that we didn't get it yesterday, so we got to redo the final fight of the BG3. Maybe end the game a different way than we had initially planned, but at least we'll get two different endings, I guess. I don't know. We'll do that. We'll play some community games and stuff to take up the rest of the day, whatever we need to do, and it'll be good, man. We'll have fun. Solid stuff. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into video gaming news for this morning so we can start playing games afterwards. Cool. Let's go do it. Gaming Bible gross. Not gonna do it. Oh, man. The yawns. Yeah, we've talked about this. We're trying to get RDR2 played this year. This is interesting. $50 years of video game revenue, huh? Oh, did it? Oh, nice, dude. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for making me aware, dude. That's cool. That was just like a community made mod, right? It was like it's almost like an expansion or something, or it's like additional content, but it's like community made stuff, right? Isn't that correct? I think that's what we read about that, right? Yeah, basically, yeah, that's what I thought. This is pretty incredible, dude. Just this, this little graph here. Yeah, it is. It was supposed to be free. Yeah. Thanks, dude. Yeah, this graph, dude. Look at this mobile market, dog. It is the mobile revenue is double PC and console. God dang. If this is correct, dude, that's wild. I mean, we always knew that mobile was very lucrative, especially in the eastern hemisphere of the world, right? It's been very, very lucrative over the past half decade, especially. You know, look, I mean, closer to a decade almost. You know, look at 2015. PC and mobile were kind of on par. 2015, all three were, but it really was starting to take off. You can see it, you know. That's wild, man. That's wildness. Looks like we might be getting a prequel spin-off to the Last of Us show. Okay. Yeah, Super Mario Brothers Wonder is supposed to be really good. A lot of people have referred to it as like the modern Super Mario World. You know, Super Mario World on Super Nintendo was incredible. What a great game. And that's what a lot of people have referred to this as. I haven't played it though, so I don't really know for sure. Yeah, we knew this. Here's everything you can look forward to in Overwatch 2 in 2024. More negative reviews. Oh, man. More broken promises. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus. We've talked about this, too. I'm going to pull this up. We'll just see. Gaming Bible so sketchy. Yeah, we already know this. We've talked about this. CES, I think, might be starting today. I think CES starts today. If it's not today, it's tomorrow. But, yeah. Yeah, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is free on Epic right now. I've talked about it. I've promoted it. This is basically like the final big giveaway of the holiday stuff. So it's supposed to be a banger of a game. Highly recommend people grab this. And then you'll need to get it before the 11th at 10 a.m. Well, my time, 10 a.m. Before it goes away, and it'll be self-forth after that. So get your free games. This really teeters on the edge of getting real political, but Steam users troll official game from alt-right conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. Well, let's see what this is about, dude. Final Fantasy XIV Dawn trailer reveals new Pictomancer class. Interesting. Everybody's like buying the game and immediately refunding it. Nice. Woo. Yeah, rumors circulating of Xbox making more of their exclusives multi-platform. Xbox has always been more open to this concept, you know. Much more than, you know, obviously Nintendo or PlayStation. Because the way that Xbox sees it is the more access people have to their games, the better. But we'll read about it. Yeah, gross. Netflix. Get wrecked. Are you kidding me? Netflix Games was my most used gaming service of 2023? What? Okay. Let's look at our other search. I'll pull up the yeah, there we go. Yeah. Thanks, dude. Oh, yeah, it's like the prequel, huh? Yeah, there we go. Nice. I forgot that that was releasing, dude. Thank you. Take a peek at that. Go ahead and take some sports stuff out of here. Oh, dude. I got the yawns today. Jeez. We've touched on all that stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, it's one of those days. Feel like I slept well, but I kept waking up. So, I don't know. Like, I feel good, but I feel yawny too. It's weird. Yeah. Interesting. Praydog's UEVR mod is a literal game changer for PC VR. VR support for potentially thousands of Unreal Engine games is now only a couple of clicks away. Huh. A new flat screen to VR mod released earlier this week, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that it is quite literally a game changer for PC VR. With just a couple of clicks of the mouse, you can now magically add VR support to potentially thousands of flat Unreal Engine games, and it's all thanks to godlike VR modder Praydog's UEVR mod. Praydog's Unreal Engine VR Injector mod has been in the works for at least a year now, and in the flat screen to VR modding community at least, the buzz for it has been palpable since it was first announced. But does it actually live up to the hype? Well, that's where this week's episode of that's gotta be Ian's, right? Ian's VR Corner comes in. Check out the video below for an introduction to the mod, which includes some short examples of how easy it is to convert flat Unreal Engine 4 and 5 games to full 6 DOF VR and 6 examples of the mod in action across a variety of different game types, including most impressively House Marquee's incredible Shooter Returnal running in first person. God dang, dude, I'm getting stun locked. Eyelash. In first person with VR with added motion controls. Installation and operation of Praydog's mod is super simple, as proven my tech illiterate self in this week's VR Corner video. After downloading the mod, all I then needed to do was turn on my Quest 3, load an Unreal Engine game, open the UEVR mod tool, select the game I was playing in its menus, and then simply click the inject button to instantly turn the game from a pancake playground into a fully fledged VR title. That's incredible, dude. Didn't take me long to find a compatible game either. The flat screen to VR modding community Discord hosts a list of hundreds of games that have been extensively tested by members. Each one tested comes with details on how well it runs with the mod, plus any extra troubleshooting techniques excuse me, you may need to use to get your chosen game running as smoothly as possible. Interesting. Along with testing hundreds of UE4 games, some of the members of the flat screen to VR modding community have also created bespoke motion control configs for a variety of titles. Due to these games originally being playable in flat screen only, they can all be played with controllers or keyboard and mouse as they were intended, but find a specific config for a game you want to play and you can easily import it into UEVR, where again it will work in just a couple of clicks. As mentioned above, one of the most impressive examples of this is Returnal in first person with motion controls, but I also tested out RoboCop Rogue City, which you can see in action in my video. Unfortunately, I couldn't show much gameplay as playing that and running Oculus Mirror was a bit too much for my rig to handle, so the combat footage came out really stuttery, but I assure you it was fine in my headset. I've included some quieter moments in the video though, just so you can get a glimpse of the motion controls in action in this gorgeous UE5 game. It's not just first-person games that work with Praydog's mod either. In my video, I tested out the arcade driving game Horizon Chase 2, Racing Bike Sim 5, try out some cockpit cam action, third-person Souls-like Mortal Shell, and even a bit of Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed with a gamepad. And let me tell you right now, if you're a fan of Ghostbusters, exploring that famous firehouse in VR feels really special. Yeah, let's go, dude. Yeah. The UEVR tool itself comes with a massive amount of menus which you can tinker with to improve your experience, including comfort settings like click turning for first-person games and pitch locking for third-person games. There are options to increase or decrease resolution so you can find a performance sweet spot, and there are many more menus that are full of words that I didn't understand but will probably help you make things run even better. Honestly though, I didn't need any of them. For me, pretty much everything was a case of just plug and play, download the game, run it, inject the mod, and go. That's dope, dude. That's nice. Within seconds, I was able to experience games that were never built with virtual reality in mind in VR. Sure, the performance can be scrappy here and there, and some menus and cutscenes look just a bit wonky in VR, but to be able to play literally any UE4 and 5 game in my Steam or Epic libraries from start to finish in VR with only the minimum of effort is just astonishing. Excuse me. My VR library basically quadrupled at the very least overnight thanks to Praydog's groundbreaking work here, and this makes UEVR the single most impressive modding tool I've ever seen. If you have a VR capable PC and a VR headset, I urge you to check this mod out for yourself, as it feels like a breath of fresh air for the medium and an amazing step forward for the VR in general. Praydog, you are a legend. Yo, that's insane, dude. You're trying that today? Let's go, dude. Yo, yeah, I'll shoot you. I'll link this. I'll link the I'll link it in Discord and everything too. This is pretty wild. That's really neat, dude. And I'll DM it to you too, so you can get any links out of there you need, Doug. There you go, buddy. Yeah. That's actually insanely cool, dude. Yo, you can even play Scorn on it, bro. You can play Scorn on it. Pinky? Yeah. Oh, that alone is worth. Let's go, dude. Yeah, bro. Oh, Jesus. All right. But that's really cool, man. I'm probably gonna bookmark that actually. Where's the mod? Here's the actual website for it and stuff too. I'll link all this as well. Flat 2 VR, Prey Dogs UE VR beta getting started guide. There you go, dude. I'll link this as well. Here, guys. It's just mounting a UE game, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's the link to that. I'll shoot this in the Discord as well. That's pretty dope, dude. Oh, it was already in the one I sent you. Wait, what the crap? Interesting. Am I tripping? Wait. There's that. I might have not done it. Yeah, I didn't do it in the main channel. There we go. Boom. Nice. There we go. Now we're good. Cool. All right, I sent all that stuff to you also in a Discord DM, Doug, so you would have it when you need it. Easy to find. Oh, man, I shouldn't have closed that one. I'm actually going to leave that one up. Yeah, cool. Yeah. New rumor suggests an Xbox Dev Direct is coming this month and will include a shadow drop from Double Fine. Okay, this is, you know, roughly a year from the time we got a shadow drop game from Tango in Hi-Fi Rush, right? So, Xbox fans can potentially expect a new game by the makers of Psychonauts. Summary: the event will reportedly take place later this month, probably right towards the end of it. Double Fine, the developers behind the infamous Psychonauts, could be dropping a new game, new IP, and the title is likely going to be Kiln. Speculation: this game is called Kiln, and it's a brand new title by Derek Brand, artist behind the popular Psychonaut games. According to the official website, this is a multiplayer game that focuses on creativity and destruction. Kiln focuses on blending creative elements with team-based combat on a battlefield. Focusing on the game itself, Kiln seems to be mixing up multiple genres that mix creative freedom with destructibility within 3D environments. Essentially, you'll be playing as a mountain spirit. These are supernatural beings that are always at war. The gameplay mechanics revolve around using a pottery wheel to create golems called vessels. These golems are warriors who take part in the war and represent your tactics in a way. Clearly, the creative reflected in how versatile these vessels can be may shift the tides of battle based on how you sculpt them. Team-based gameplay makes things even more cooperative. Let's see what this is.
Kiln is a team-based brawler where each combatant is handcrafted by you and your friends. Using a magic pottery wheel, you're able to create one-of-a-kind clay warriors in the middle of a match. These vessels can be huge tanks that protect your team, swift warriors that can knock down unstable enemies, or end up as abominations that tilt precariously through the battlefield. Carefully craft a vessel and learn to control it, or get smashed.
Huh. Well, it didn't show us much, but wait. Oh, that's the kiln prototype. There are other videos out there you can take a look at, but at least we know what this is potentially going to be. This is also speculation. We don't know for sure that this is the game that's going to drop, but there's a good chance it will be, I think. 6-year-old video showcases the concept art and ideation behind the game. A title that's been quite a while in the making does show the potential for Xbox players to cherish. An exclusive title may just add a flair of fun at the beginning of this year. If you explore the developer's YouTube channel, you'll find more videos to do with live streams where the creators have been trying new mechanics and showing off what Kiln will play and feel like. Excuse me. All right, I'll link this, but we know this is probably coming at the end of the month now. That's good. So, one second. All right, sorry. So end of the month we'll get a PlayStation or a Xbox showcase. It looks like, and probably a drop, some kind of shadow drop, maybe even. So we'll see. How Sony's latest patent could transform our video game experience. What is this? Are they? Sony has filed a game-changing patent that could revolutionize the video gaming experience by letting players dive into their games even before they are fully downloaded. Excuse me. Made public last week, the patent was filed in August. Details of technology designed to accelerate game startup times and it enable play even during downloads, potentially cutting down on wait times for eager gamers. Besides this, Sony is also working on enhancing mobile gaming controls, developing lifelike non-player character reactions. Science behind the new patent work. Generally, players wait for the complete game to download before initiating gameplay. Sony's patented method introduces a notable shift in this procedure. It entails evaluating the time taken by a player to finish a particular segment of the game against the entire game's download duration. If the download time for the game is longer, Sony's technology prioritizes installing that specific game segment first. This allows players to start enjoying parts of the game while the remaining content continues to download. This isn't totally new, dude. There's been... Yeah, I was getting ready to say, there have been a lot of games even that have just incorporated this kind of mechanic to an extent, where it's like, you can like, if you're downloading and installing a game, it'll basically come up and prompt you sometimes, certain games will, and be like, hey, you can go ahead and start playing the game while the rest of the game downloads and finishes in the background, but you'll only be able to play to this point without the rest of the game being downloaded and installed, if you know what I mean. Like it, I don't know if Xbox specifically already has this, but we could look into it. I've seen this in a lot of other software, though. It's not like this is an entirely new piece of technology. I mean, it's nice, you know, especially for really big games, or like people that have slower internet services and stuff like that too. You know, it's pretty nice incorporation for those people, but it's not an entirely new thing here, right? Comparing download time with gameplay time. Subsequently, the system compares the anticipated download duration with the previously documented time required to play through the different segments. If the download time proves to be shorter than the gameplay duration, the system proceeds to prioritize the installation of a particular segment of the game. It just seems like maybe it's a little more fleshed out than some of the stuff we've seen before, but it's not in concept something entirely new. Let's see if Xbox has it. I can't type. Yeah. Yeah, look, do I need to install the entire game before I can play it? No, some Xbox games are pretty large and installing the entire game, especially if you're downloading it, can take a while. You can start any game before the installation is complete, though not all game features will be available. Exactly. Yeah, this kind of stuff's been around for a while. So, PlayStation's honestly a little bit behind here. Yeah, I didn't know if Xbox had it specifically, thanks dude. But, yeah, I've seen it quite often, so I don't know. Assassin's Creed Red looks to be unplayable for a huge chunk of gamers. Assassin's Creed Red is due to release sometime this year, though not everybody will get a chance to play it. The next Assassin's Creed game will mark a few firsts for Ubisoft's flagship franchise. For starters, it'll transport the series to feudal Japan, time period it's never explored before, but is a no-brainer for a game about stealth and fluid movements. Players will reportedly play as two protagonists, a man and a woman, including one based on a real-life historical figure. One will be a shinobi, which is the proper name for a ninja, and the other will be a samurai, which fits nicely with game's RPG gameplay. It was believed Assassin's Creed Mirage would make a return to the series' roots of a more linear stealth gameplay. While this will be the case for several future games, the RPG style introduced during Assassin's Creed Origins will be sticking around too. Unfortunately, another first for the franchise is Assassin's Creed Red reportedly being built for new-gen consoles. Players on high-end PCs, the Xbox Series X and S and PS5 will be able to play it, but if you're still on Xbox One and PS4, I'm afraid you'll have to upgrade. Okay, look, man. I'm just gonna... It's a bit clickbaity here still. This is why I don't normally dive into Gaming Bible. If you're not aware, we are already halfway through, timeline-wise, what the normal life cycle is for consoles. For speaking specifically, like we're getting new Nintendo hardware this year, right? But using that as an example, and the baseline turnover for most consoles only have a life cycle totally of about, 7 years average before a new console comes out to replace them. Yeah, and so it doesn't mean that they immediately die off, but as you can see right now with Xbox Series X and S and PS5, we are this year we'll hit 4 years in November for both of those consoles, right? Which right now we're about halfway through a normal life cycle for a console, which means at this point, normally, games quit being created for the previous gen consoles. That's just the way it works. About the first half of the life cycle, you have a lot of games that are still built for both the previous gen and the new current gen platforms and consoles. And then once you hit about halfway through that life cycle, it really starts falling off. You get where a lot of games aren't made for the previous gen anymore. They're made for the new gen only. And that's where we see ourselves. So it's not just Assassin's Creed, that's doing this. Many other developers are in the same boat here. It's the way it goes, man. So, it's not like Ubisoft is doing something crazy here. It's just the way this works, man. Steam users troll official game from alt-right conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. Best game I've ever refunded. No way, dude. What the crap is this? What is this, dude? Oh my god. Steam users are trolling the reviews of Alex Jones' NWO Wars, a side-scrolling shooter from the controversial conspiracy theorist. Released earlier this month, Alex Jones... Oh, you've seen this? Alex Jones' NWO Wars sees players take control of the outspoken InfoWars host and set out to defeat big tech cucks and other anti-American communist bosses, while saving children from NWO reptiles. Donald Trump and other figures also appear. They're turning the friggin' frogs gay. Only Alex Jones can stop this madness and restore balance in the brain force, continues the game's official website. Jesus Christ. It may sound like a parody, but the Steam description claims the game is official, while Alex Jones' Twitter account has also promoted the release. According to the game's website, Alex Jones' NWO Wars has been created by SVGS, which describes itself as the leading free speech-inspired game development studio, ready to create monumental games for influential figures who tackle serious worldly issues. We battle against the fear of cancel culture, putting privacy first, and refusing to de-platform legal content. Studio continued. However, Steam users have been trolling the release in the reviews. Bought for almost $18 US, and stopped the New World Order in 31 minutes. Best game I've ever refunded, reads the top-rated review. Last second says hilarious fun for 15 minutes, then it's over. Buy it and then refund it. Not worth more than $1 at best. Free games have more content. The globalists don't want you to know this, but you can complete this game in 40 minutes, and the Steam refund policy is under 2 hours, reads another review. So I know a lot of people are having fun making silly reviews for the game and then refunding, which is very funny and based. However, I do want to leave an honest review of the game, and it's genuinely terrible, wrote another user. Garbage ass game for dumb, stupid people, the end. In recent years, Alex Jones has used his InfoWars brand to promote various alt-right conspiracy theories, and previously filed for bankruptcy at the end of 2022 after he was ordered to pay almost $1.5 billion for falsely claiming the 2012 school shooting at Sandy Hook was a hoax. Look, if you need anything to tell you what kind of person Alex Jones is, it's this. He wants to take some kind of, you know, renowned piece of public violence that has been detrimental to people's lives moving forward, that were left, you know, with dead loved ones and stuff, and call it a conspiracy. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of person this is. In other news, an extended trailer for the upcoming Dawn Trail expansion for Final Fantasy XIV has been revealed. Yeah, we got that up. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully he doesn't make any money off this. This is not the kind of person that deserves to be making money, you know. I'm sorry. It's insane. Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail trailer reveals new Pictomancer class. Pictomancers are able to battle using magic paintbrushes. An extended trailer for the upcoming Dawn Trail expansion for Final Fantasy XIV has been revealed, showing off the new Pictomancer class. Dawn Trail is due out this summer, brings 2 new jobs to Final Fantasy XIV. The first, Viper, was confirmed back in October, with the second being unveiled over the weekend at the official fan festival in Tokyo. Pictomancer allows players to use ranged magical attacks via a paintbrush and paint palette. An extended trailer for Dawn Trail sees the Pictomancer using a variety of brightly colored instant cast abilities and summoning a Moogle via art. Let's go. According to the video, Pictomancers will also be able to buff the rest of their party, even though it's not technically a support job, and there's also no required class for the job, which begins at level 80 in the starting city of Gridani. Take a look.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
There's no cause for panic. This one might make for a worthy opponent.
do have a moment to speak further.
Food. There it is. Pictomancer. Pictomancer or Ribbon Dancer?
Look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
You and your adventures. I trust you have not forgotten the true purpose of our voyage?
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. My home. Tural.
Trip. Better see you online. Yeah. As we read, coming this summer, Pictomancers will be released alongside the sword-wielding Vipers, which was previously described as a technically demanding but high stylish melee job. Players also got an expanded look at western region of Tural, which is where Dawn Trail takes place. The trailer shows off Wild West-inspired mining towns, tropical jungles, and the cyberpunk-influenced city of Solution 9, alongside the steampunk heritage Found City. Trailer also confirms the final new race to be added to the Final Fantasy XIV, the female Hrothgar. The new NPC is the daughter of the current ruler of the Tural land and will be available as part of the patch 6.55 Part 2 update, which is due for release January 16th. Also been confirmed, an open beta for Final Fantasy XIV on Xbox Series X and S will begin on February 21st, ahead of Final Fantasy XVI's crossover quest, The Path Infernal, which is due for early April. Last week, it was confirmed that Square Enix would be pausing auto-deletion of players' houses on all Japanese servers, following a devastating earthquake on New Year's Day. In other news, Star Citizen has... Yeah, Jesus, we talked about this. That'll be something that goes up on YouTube pretty soon. Probably in a couple of days, I'll have that done and up on YouTube, talking about the Star Citizen crap. There you go. That's what's coming for Final Fantasy XIV. Cool. Yeah, rumors circulating of Xbox making more of their exclusives multi-platform. Again, like I said before, Xbox has been more open to the idea of doing this. They see it as a additional revenue. You know, they see it as another way to get their games in players' hands, as opposed to the other console players specifically that have been much more reluctant to put their titles, excuse me, oh goodness, their first party titles on other platforms. I mean, Sony is just now getting to where they're getting better about releasing on PC and stuff, and They're definitely not about releasing on any other consoles. Nintendo's the same way, but just no other consoles at all, no other platforms at all, not even PC, anything like that. So, Xbox has been on a new path of sorts recently. With last year, the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, Phil Spencer, conceding that Xbox is not in the business with competing with Sony and Nintendo anymore. May look like some admittance of defeat, but in reality, this is a great opportunity to do a rebrand of sorts for the company. Last year, with their major purchase of Activision Blizzard, it looks like the company is looking to be more of a distributor than anything else. The newest rumors indicate that Xbox may be looking to bring their first-party exclusives to other major platforms like Nintendo and PlayStation. This would be a very intriguing move from Microsoft, as the current state of the industry is very much a state of hoarding. Sony does not budge with their exclusives, and Nintendo even more so, like I was just saying. But if Microsoft were the first to do so, this might usher in a new cooperative era in the gaming industry, as in the day of exclusives might be over sooner than later. 2 days ago on the Nate the Hate podcast, a reliable scooper in the industry noted that a Game of the Year worthy Xbox exclusive will be coming to a competing console platform. The immediate speculation was Hi-Fi Rush, which in fact was nominated for Game of the Year at last year's Game Awards. Yeah. While there was no mention of the game and the console, it's believed and speculated that Hi-Fi Rush is the title that will be coming to both Nintendo and Sony. We had already seen where this speculation had been hitting about it at least coming on the Switch, Again, this does seem like a smart move from Microsoft in terms of longevity, right? You can continue to go blow for blow against other competitors, but you've been losing for the amount of time you have been. It's important to create a new strategy. This paired with Phil Spencer's comments for the Wall Street Journal in 2022 when he said that one of the reasons people pick a console is because of the exclusives. It is very interesting, as we know, that Microsoft acknowledges the importance of exclusives, yet is still willing to make them multi-platform. To reiterate, this is all rumor from the Nate the Hate podcast. And while he is reliable, inside scoopers are as wrong as they are right sometimes. If this rumor does end up coming true, we could be seeing a shift in the gaming industry as alluded to before. One that begins to let go of the tight grip on exclusivity that the major companies have and begin having a more collaborative scene that sees, if I may, Halo releasing on PlayStation. That is a far reach, of course, but that is just an example of what this move might entail for the future. It's a dream. The probable reality is that Nintendo would continue clutching at their Mario and Zelda pearls, but it's a very intriguing dream. Yep, I mean, my own perception here with this is, I've talked about this for a while. Xbox has been very progressive in the gaming industry, especially in the console side of things. They've been very progressive. They've had to find ways to be competitive, inventive, in their ability to compete, right? What up, Soup? Yeah, to be able to compete with Nintendo and PlayStation the way that they needed to and stay in competition and not get, just absolutely consumed by the competition. I think a big part of it was their ability to be inventive, creative, and lead the way quite often with a lot of their incorporations. You take Game Pass and stuff like that. The way that they let their day one proprietary games, first party games release on Game Pass, stuff like that. A lot of the things they've done have been followed, by the other competitors. And I think that they tend to be a more progressive company on the front of gaming than the other console makers do. In some facets, Nintendo's very good with their hardware. They're very inventive. They're very progressive with hardware and stuff. But all the way around, I think Xbox is the one that really does it because they've had to. It's the way that has helped them remain competitive. And funny enough, the other console, Nintendo and PlayStation, have, quite often followed suit in what Xbox has done that's been more inventive and the way that they bring products to the table for game players and stuff. So we'll see if that trend continues, but it has been that way for a while. So I don't know. I think the console wars are something that consumers and gaming enthusiasts don't necessarily enjoy, right? the exclusivity of products, of software, is a kind of a molding thing to deal with. It quite often makes people feel like they have to buy into one console or another, which is why it's been this way for so long, because that's what these console manufacturers want you to do. They want to have exclusives that prompt you to buy into their hardware as well. But it's a terrible thing for us to deal with as consumers and video gaming enthusiasts, because we don't want to have to own every single platform, you know? It's kind of absurd to just be buying into expensive hardware for one or two titles. It doesn't make sense, really, in the long run. It's kind of absurd. And I know that there are a lot of other people like myself that have kind of moved away from that notion. I mean, I've gotten to the point for years and years now where it's like, I see the console side of things. I see how scummy it is for us as consumers quite often, and I quit buying into it. Excuse me. And I'm at the point where if I want to play a PlayStation game, I'm willing to wait for it to hit PC, you know? No, I'm not sick. My throat's just jacked. I went for a run last night, and it was really cold outside. And it just kind of jacked my throat up a little bit. I'm not sick, though. It's just going to be rough to talk today, I think. It's just, bleh, you know. I went for a run. It was really cold, dude, and it jacked my throat up a little bit. It's not like hurting. It's just like scratchy and weird. The cold weather really got in there pretty bad. But I think that it's almost inevitable to an extent that it's going to be really tough to see Nintendo and Sony break away from their traditions in this facet, you know. And we'll see how it moves forward. I don't expect it anytime soon, but I think it will eventually have to be something they have to consider to an extent. Nintendo, I don't know if Nintendo ever will. I think Sony's going to have to, you know, submit and fold that hand sooner than Nintendo will, you know, but we'll see what happens. It's the future landscape for what this is really vague, and it's hard to predict. It really is. What up, Soup? No. Do I buy every AAA game? Oh, absolutely not. No. No way, dude. Are you kidding me? I only buy the games that I'm interested in. The amount of AAA games that release each month is absurd. You know, I buy the ones I'm interested in, but a lot of it comes down to how much I trust a company too. This is one of those things I try to educate people on all the time. It's about, you know, that's why I didn't buy, for instance, as much as I like From Software games and as much as I like mech games, I didn't buy Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon last year on release because I was scared. From Software traditionally is not very good at releasing PC games, and their release of Elden Ring was balls. It was unoptimized for PC. It was quite obviously created for console and then ported to PC, and it wasn't tested enough. It had terrible performance issues. It had a lot of UI issues for PC, stuff like that. And I wasn't a fan. It pissed me off that I spent that much money on a game that ultimately they didn't take the time to optimize for the platform that they released it on. And so whenever I take a look at buying games from developers that I'm interested in playing on release, a lot of it comes down to how much I trust that developer as well, right? So if there was a game coming out from, like, say, Tango, or even a studio like Larian, or, you know, something like Santa Monica Studios or Insomniac, you know, depending on what platform you're talking about, and, you know, those are studios I think that are pretty safe to trust. They've shown us great things. But then if you talk about, something like what I was just referring to. The Armored Core 6 came out and it was very good on all platforms apparently, which is, I love to see that. But I was hesitant to buy it on release because it didn't make sense. I'd already been, I got bit by From Software with Elden Ring, right? You talk about other games that come out from other developers and they're unpolished, they're unfinished and stuff like that. That's why I won't buy a CDPR game on release. There's absolutely no flipping way I'll buy another CDPR game on release until they show me they can do better, right? So I think that's one of the things that really comes into play for myself, and what I try to educate people on here specifically is, there are a lot of studios out there releasing games all the time, and what's the more recent, trajectory and of what they've done on releases to show us what they're potentially bringing us to the table next on their next release, right? If they've shown you a trend of releasing bad products, performance-wise or content-wise, it's probably not worth buying into on release. Probably need to give at least a number of days after it's released to look at reviews and see if it's worth buying, but if they are companies you trust and or if you have given it time to come out and given it a few days and it looks like it's a pretty solid piece of software, by all means, buy into it. I think that's the thing is it depends on how much you trust the companies. I think first and foremost, how much do you trust the companies for these games you're hyped about that are coming out? What's their recent trend of how they've been doing for us as consumers? I think that's something everybody should be taking into consideration. Well, what games are you talking about? Tekken 8? Tekken 8's probably going to be pretty solid. More than likely, So, if you're interested, probably a safe buy, I would say. Oh, and Like a Dragon, Grand Blue Fantasy. I don't know much about Grand Blue. Like a Dragon, those games tend to be pretty good as well. But yeah, I mean, it also depends on your budget, doesn't it, dude? How much budget do you have to dive into all those games? And here's the other thing. Oh, Suicide Squad? No. No. No, I would wait on Suicide Squad. Why no? It's action? Oh, man. Here's my thing about Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is a game that might be entertaining enough, but it is absolutely a game as a service, right? This is a game as a service that we've known about for quite some time. First of all, it's had a number of delays, which can indicate some kind of issue in the development process. Delays are needed. I'd much rather see a game get delayed than, be pushed out too early. Don't get me wrong. But it's had a number of delays. It can also be an indicator that there might be something not quite right in the development process. So depending on how many delays a game has had, the more delays a game has, the longer delays a game has, the more that's kind of an indicator for me as to maybe something to hold off on buying on release or pre-order, and at least giving it time to come out before you take a look at buying, so you can get an idea of how it's performing, what the content's like, see reviews from professional critics as well as users of the game, stuff like that. The thing with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is we know it's a game as a service, right? So this game is releasing at a AAA price point, right? Already right out the gate, a game as a service we know that has been known for quite some time through the development process to incorporate a lot of monetization, the battle passes, microtransactions, having to pay money to get, cosmetics and stuff like that. And it's also AAA price tag. Right. So the base game is $70 US, and then they're doing the whole scummy thing with, oh, boy, you can pay $100 and get the deluxe version, and you can basically be a final beta tester, right, where you get in 3 days early. That's all you are, is a final beta tester on that front, really. So in my opinion, with a game like, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, is to wait. Wait and see what other people are saying about the game. It could end up being fine as long as you're willing to deal with all the heavy monetization in the game, right? But for me, a game as a service that's being promoted to have so much monetization tactics inside and also be sold for a AAA price point is disgusting. I hate seeing that. It's really, really gross to see that. So, I don't know. I think, in my opinion, and I've talked a lot about this game in particular, it's a game to wait and at least see what people and critics are reviewing on the game. So that's my stance on it. I'm not saying the game will, in particular, be very bad or anything, but I definitely think with what we know about it already, it's worth holding off on, at least until it releases for a few days to get a look at what people are saying about it, Well, the reason I bring up everybody's budget's different, right? And here's the thing. Is it, you talk about your budget, then you talk about your time you can spend playing games. You also have to take into consideration, how many of these games are releasing in a relatively short amount of time close to each other, right? Is it worth it for you to buy all these games at once? Or do you just buy the ones that you are most interested in, that you feel pretty good about what the quality of the game will be on release, and you spend time playing and defeating those games before you consider, because honestly, if there's a lot of games coming out at once, you're probably not going to have time to play all of them at the same time, right? So does it make sense to buy them all at once, or to buy the ones that you really, really know you want and that you trust, and then wait on the other ones that are coming out to potentially save yourself a little bit of, heartache from your wallet, I think that's the thing that I also am trying to educate people on. There's no need in buying more than you can play at one time. That's for sure. Unless you're just really, really, a gamer that you just have to switch between games all the time, right? So if that's the case and you just need to play an hour of one game, switch to an hour of another game, switch to an hour of another game, whatever, then you do But I do think it's an appropriate thing for people to take a look at and consider, how much time am I actually going to have to spend playing games in this time frame of when I've got 3 games releasing that I'm interested in. Am I going to be able to justify spending money on all of them when I'm only going to be able to really play one of them for the current time period? Buy the one you trust the most, buy the 2 you trust the most, let the others come out and see how they are before you decide to spend money and support those companies that might not be bringing you a fantastic product, right? That's one of the big things too. Support the good companies, don't support the bad companies. That's part of this whole process that, I am all about. So, I only look at graphics. That's why I tend to ask around. Yeah. A lot of people do that. Yeah. Tekken 8 it is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, man, all I can do is try to help people, educate people on what my process is, my thought process is behind this industry, and how I feel like most people should go about addressing it. Supporting the good companies is imperative, and it's just as important to not support the bad companies. That's why I think that everybody needs to be taking a look at the historical, data provided by what kind of products companies are bringing to us. It's usually a pretty good indicator of what they're going to do to us again, right? So I don't know, everybody has to just, I think, take that into consideration, should be taking that into consideration. But I mean, everybody's situation is a little bit different, and there's no denying what companies have done historically, right? You can't change that. It is what it is. There's no it's not a respective take. It's a factual kind of situation. But then everybody's situation's also a little bit different from person to person. Budget, time frame you can spend on games, and when or when not, like how many games you should buy at one time because of how much time you have to play them and things like that. That's a little bit of a subjective kind of situation for each individual person that they have to take into consideration with, the other information as well. Well, I'm just saying in general, track record historically of what companies bring to the table for you for software is a pretty solid indicator of what they'll do to you again. If they traditionally release games, if a company traditionally releases games that are unfinished, unpolished, things like that, then they'll probably do it again. Look at is it Respawn that did the Jedi stuff? Is that who that is? Respawn, right? Yeah, Respawn and EA. Do you remember what the previous game was like when it released? Fallen Order? It was a mess too, right? It was a mess. Jedi Fallen Order was a mess on release. They ended up fixing it, and people really enjoyed it. But it was a mess on release. A lot of people don't remember that. It was a mess. And then Jedi Survivor's coming out, and what did Respawn say? We're delaying the game. They delayed the game. And they were like, we don't want to do the same thing to consumers that we did last time and release a product that's unfinished. But what did they do? Even with the delay, they released Jedi Survivor, and it was a hot piece of garbage, right? So this is what I'm talking about. If you've got to take into consideration what these companies do. Until they show you if they've done bad things in the past, there's quite potentially, the possibility is very high, I think, that they're going to do the same thing to you again. And unless they show you that they're going to be different and do better, you don't trust them, right? That's what I'm saying. Respawn, with games like the Jedi games, they've proven to us they'll do this to us time and time again. But like I said, for myself, with From Software, I didn't buy not Crisis Core, but the Armored Core 6, right? Because they got me on Elden Ring, and it felt bad. So I didn't buy into Armored Core 6, right? But now I know that game was a banger on release, and it's on the schedule for this year. I'm definitely planning on playing it, right? So a lot of people do that, though. Yeah. A lot of people get blinded by graphics. This is the thing I also try to educate people on. Developers are going to show you exactly what they want you to see about a game before it releases. But that's never a true indicator of how that game's going to perform or what the content will be. We've been duped by that process time and time. That's a tale as old as time for the video gaming industry, right? They show you what they want you to see. They show you what they know that they can get you hyped up about. But it's not a true indicator of what they're bringing to the table all the time. Quite often, actually. So trailers are fine, but you're never going to know exactly what you're getting by looking at a trailer or anything, And so I think that's another thing that you have to be careful with is these companies put just as much money into the promotion and marketing of these games as they do the actual creation and development process of the games, right? So they do this on purpose. They are very, very good at getting people to look blindly at their products and just buy into it based on what they show you. And they're going to show you what they want you to see, which is an amazing game before you even know if it is actually an amazing game. It's really scummy. It's really gross. To the companies that promote games well, that bring good products, that's fine. But most companies aren't giving you exactly what they're showing you. And that is not fine. That's gross. Yeah, there are a lot of games that are examples of that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think that I'll get away from it now. and I think that that's the best I can do is educate people on that process, right? I think that this is why we've gotten ourselves into a situation nowadays with so many companies that treat us poorly, you know, because they've continued to be supported through purchases of their software, even though their software is trash. But they've gotten very big, and most of them don't deserve that support, you know. So I think that this is one of the main reasons that I do the video gaming news stuff is to try to educate people on this process. You know, we need more of the good companies and much less of the terrible companies that have treated us like crap as consumers and gaming enthusiasts. There's only one way to go about fixing it too, because nobody else is going to do it besides us. You learn how to support the good ones. Learn how to support the good ones. Learn how to, you know, be weary of the bad ones that have done us wrong. That's it. There's only one way around it, man. Upcoming Portal 2 prequel mod adds tons of new content, includes 40 new puzzles. An upcoming community-made mod is a prequel to Portal 2, adding 40 new puzzles, and lots of other interesting content for fans to check out. Thanks, Pinky, for reminding me about this. We had read about this a couple of weeks ago, I think, and we knew this was coming, but I kind of spaced it. The highlights here are that Portal Revolution is a fan-made mod for Portal 2, offering a new prequel experience with 40 unique puzzles. Fans have been creating mods to keep the Portal franchise alive, and the mod takes place in a decaying Aperture science testing center and introduces a new personality core named Sterling. That's most of what you need to know. They've got a link here to the expansion mod that you can grab, and we'll watch a trailer real quick.
Just look at this place. All been falling apart after she was murdered. She was the only thing keeping this place together. If we want to survive,
Happy
somebody
Monday, by
has
the
to get
way.
this place
Soup,
back in
what's up,
shape.
buddy?
Yeah, that's our job now.
We got
Isn't it
right in the
exciting?
mix there, dude. Got me ranting a little bit, you know. I'm guessing Pinky's gonna be diving into this, yeah? Yep. Nice. This is unofficial, like I said at the bottom of the video right there. It's unofficial. This is a community-based piece of expansion that is incorporated as a mod, right? But it's free. And while the original trailer released in November gave a release date of January 5th, the mod isn't available for download yet. This was 2 days ago, though. Is it officially out now, though? We'll see. Oh, I've got some VR news we covered, I think, right before you got in here, Soup. It's in the Discord, by the way, buddy. It's in the Discord. There's basically Prey Dog, a UEVR mod, which lets you basically take almost any Unreal Engine 4 or 5 game and turn it into a VR game. It's in the Discord, man. I can link them in chat too. A week or longer. So I don't know if this is actually up yet or not. Steam page. That didn't work. Let's see if we can pull it up. Portal Revolution. Yeah, it's there. It's available. Obviously, you have to have Portal 2 first, but you can install now and everything. It got released on the 6th. Yeah, it got released on the 6th. And 94% positive. It's a really good look. It's free, man. So if you like Portal, this is a really cool way to go back and get some new experiences in that title, right? There's the Steam page for it and everything. I'll link this stuff for you too real quick. This is the Prey Dog UEVR beta gaming stuff. So it's basically transforming Unreal Engine games into VR experiences. And you can take a look. We already covered it this morning, so I'm not going to deep dive into it anymore. This is the guide to using it. They've got videos, all kinds of stuff, and it's for the meta. You can use your meta quest on it and everything. And this is supposed to be a pretty solid piece of modding software here that allows you to play most Unreal Engine 4 and 5 games as VR experiences that aren't actually developed to be VR experiences. It's pretty neat, man. So take a look at this if you didn't see it previously. It is in the Discord, the main channel as well, okay? So you can go take a look at that if you want. There's a couple of different links in there for the article we hit on, as well as this right here, the actual page and everything. So there you go, man. Take a look at it. And that's the jam, man. Let's go there. There we go. Hope everybody's having a great start to their week. I know it's not usually very fun turning over from the weekend into the beginning of the week again, but you know, I hope it's going well no matter what. That's right. Shake weight jam. So we're gonna be playing some more Baldur's Gate 3 today. We're gonna do the last fight again at some point after Pinky gets home. We'll do some of that. We're gonna try to get the epilogue because we didn't get it when we beat the game yesterday. So we'll do a little bit more BG3 today. This should be the final day of BG3. And we'll just do some community games and stuff to take up the rest of the time. I don't think Pinky's going to be back or be available until a little bit later. So we'll probably just start off the day doing maybe some finals or some Deep Rock Galactic or something like that. We'll just have a chill day, man, until Pinky gets home and gets ready. And oh, man, something like that. And so, but it'll be a good day. I don't know. Appreciate everybody being here for the news segment this morning. And if you're not familiar with what we do, this is our jam. We start off every day but Wednesday, 6 days a week. No Wednesday streams, but every other day we start off at roughly 6 a.m. CST, CDT. Video gaming news is the way we kick it off. And then we switch over and play games for the rest of the day like we're about to do right now. So if you're not familiar, whether this be you're hanging out right now for a first time live or you're seeing this as a VOD later on, you know, we're always looking for more people to come be a part of what we do. We're a chill vibe community trying to just promote being void of toxicity and negativity, things like that. Just try to lift each other up. Be a welcoming place for everybody to come hang out and enjoy video games every day. So if you can dig that, come be a part of what we do. Most of our previous content's on the Twitch channel and playlist, as well as the YouTube channel and playlist as well. So video gaming news stuff, playthrough stuff, funny clips and highlights. You can go check all that out. And I don't know, come be a part of what we do, man. We love being here together all the time. We're always looking for more people to be a part of our amazing community here. So other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another. I'm going to run us an outro real quick to kind of finish up this news segment. And as soon as it's over, we will start playing some video games. So stream's not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to run this real quick. And as soon as I get back, we'll figure out what we're going to play. Happy Monday, guys.